Good morning to all my Girl Scout daisies. Today we will be doing our Daisy Considerate and Caring badge or pedal for you girls to add to your vests. This week is about kindness counts, and I think it's the perfect time for us to discuss what it means to be considerate and caring. If you don't know who I am, my name is Honora and I work for the Girl Scouts of Suffolk County. And if you've been tuning in for all this time that we've been quarantined due to the pandemic, you've noticed that we've been doing virtual programs. So I'm going to be doing this badge program today, and we will be doing a couple of activities to show that we are courteous and considerate and kind and caring. And I have a couple of special guests that will be on a video chat with me to do a quick game. And we will also be doing a little craft. So let's get started. So what do you think it means to be considerate and caring? I'll give you a few minutes to think. Okay, so considerate and caring are two very simple words, but two actions that can change the world. Especially now, we might all be stressed out. We're home and we might have to do school from home. We have to do our virtual programs from home, and it's very stressful out there. And we might not know, and even in our normal lives, we might not know what somebody else is going through. So kindness and being considerate of other people's feelings can go a long way. They define us as a person, and nobody can go too far in kindness. Even a simple hello in the morning or you're doing a great job can really turn somebody's day around. And one of the important aspects of being considerate and caring is having good listening skills. If you have something you want to talk about and you're talking to somebody and they're not listening, how do you think that's going to make you feel? Because in my personal opinion, when I don't feel like I'm being listened to, it hurts my feelings. When you're expressing to somebody how you're feeling, you want them to listen up. So we are going to be doing a little activity. I have a couple of friends that I'm doing a video chat with, and what you'll need for this activity, it's very simple, but it's a good example of how you can be a good listener. So what you'll need is 3 or more items. 3 to 5 items should be plenty. You can go for more if you'd like, if you're enjoying the activity. And you'll need a paper bag to put the items in, and either a blindfold or a scarf. You can even cover your eyes with your hands, and you'll need somebody to do it with. I know we're social distancing. You could do it with your parents, your families. You can even be on a video chat like I did with my friends to be able to describe the items in the bag. So you'll take each individual item out of the bag, you'll describe it to the person that you're playing the game with, and when you finish describing it, you ask them to guess what the item is. The point of this activity is showing that you're being a good listener and you're able to guess the item with the descriptions. So I'm gonna show you my video chat with the girls, and then you can get started. All right, so hello to my Daisy friends. We are going to be doing a quick activity so that we can show you how to be a good listener. And the way you'll do this activity is by getting a couple of items and describe them to your friends. So unfortunately, I can't see my friends in person, so we're social distancing and keeping ourselves safe and healthy. And so I've invited a few friends to do a FaceTime video with me. Do you want to tell the girls what your name is?
My name is Mia.
And who do you have right next to you?
Sophie.
And Sophie. Hi, Sophie.
Hi.
Okay, so we're gonna get started. So the first item is, the color is red. It's round, and some people consider it a fruit and some people consider it a vegetable. And Mia, I saw that your mom posted of you eating this vegetable yesterday. What do you think it is?
A tomato.
A tomato. She got it right. We got a tomato. Good job listening. Okay, so the second one is also something that's edible. It's a fruit. It's pretty long. This one has spots on it because it's a couple of days old. It's sweet and soft, and its color is yellow. What do you think it might be? A banana? I think she's right. It was a banana. Good job. All right, and the last item I'm going to describe for you isn't anything that you could eat, but it definitely comes from a garden. It's a type of gift you might give for Valentine's Day or just to show someone that you love them. It feels like velvet. They're pretty and they're the color red. What do you think it could be?
Roses.
You're so good at this game. Let's see if she was right. Oh, she got it. The bouquet of roses. All right. So, girls, you can do some virtual videos with your friends and play this game. What you might want to do is have a bandana or a scarf to cover your eyes so that you can't see what the item is. But the whole point of this activity is so that we can show that you're being courteous and kind and you are being able to listen to other people so that you can understand where they're coming from. All right, girls, so I think that we are all set. Thank you for joining me for this video, and we'll see you next time, okay? Bye. Say bye to the girls.
Bye.
So Mia and Sophie did such a great job guessing the items that I chose. I only chose 3 simple items, but like I said, you could choose more. Another activity that you'll want to do with a friend or a family member is doing the feel of things. Now, this one is a little more difficult because what we don't realize in our everyday situations and conversations is you can really tell a lot about somebody's day just by facial expressions. So, for instance, if I was having a conversation with you and I didn't have a smile on my face, my eyes were a little droopy, I might be quiet in the words that I'm saying, you might tell that I'm sad or I'm in a different mood than I usually am. Because typically when I'm in front of somebody, I'm outgoing, I'm happy, and having fun with my conversations. But sometimes you can really tell how somebody's day going just by their facial expressions. So for that activity, you'll grab a paper bag and you will write down different facial expressions. Sad, angry, happy, joyful, surprised, shocked. Now, some of them can be pretty similar. So what you'll do with the bag is with a friend or a family member across from you, either through FaceTime or video chat, or even with a family member that's hopefully distanced from you, you'll grab an individual piece of paper, open it up and read it in your head and act it out. So if I was gonna pretend that I was mad, I might press my lips and wrinkle my eyebrows. You could see that I'm mad. That's a great way for you to be considerate and caring, because when you can decipher how somebody or understand somebody's facial expressions, you might give them a little extra care if they're upset, or you might join in their happiness. So you can do that at any time. It's just another example of how you could be considerate and caring. Another way that you could be considerate and caring is by doing random acts of kindness. Especially during this time, it really can put people in a sad mood. They're missing their friends and their families. They're missing being outside and being able to do things that they can't do while they're stuck at home. In a little while, we will be reading about Zinnia. So if you printed out our supplies, this worksheet, so this is Zinnia, and there's also a geranium up here, so you can color that as well. But if you'd like to color Zinnia in, here's a nice coloring page to keep us nice and busy. We'll be hearing a story about how she was considerate and caring and kind in a little while. But when we're talking about being kind and doing random acts of kindness, what I thought would be a really sweet idea is to create a cute little card or a sign for those that can't get out to see their families. So for instance, you could make this for a friend and leave it on their doorstep. just to bring a smile to their face. You can even make one for someone you don't know. For instance, somebody at a nursing home or somebody the children's hospital. These children are in the hospital and they can't really see any outsiders because we are social distancing and trying to keep all of ourselves healthy. And this could really change their entire day just by you writing some kind words. Now we want to direct this from the daisies, so what I also included in our supplies is a printout of a cute little daisy. So you'll color the daisy in and you'll cut the daisy out and then we will create a card from it. So I'll get started by coloring in my daisy. Now typically a daisy is usually just brown in the center and yellow on the outside. But you can get as creative as you'd like. You can use any colors if you'd like. So I'm actually going to stick with the yellow and the brown. I might add some cute little details on the side. You can even write some words inside of the petals if you'd like. So I'll start coloring my daisy. And while you're coloring, you might want to think of maybe a quote or something nice to say on your card. And I'm going to actually speed this up for you so that you can see a final product. I realized that I actually made my flower as a sunflower when I told you that it was yellow and brown. That was a sunflower. A daisy, actually, this would be orange and the petals would be white. But like I said, you can get creative. That's what's fun about this project, is you can color it however you'd like to color it. And I also cut out some pieces for my sign. I did a couple of clouds. I did a sun, and I also cut some paper into strips. So this could be grass, because my paper is going to be blue, so I want this to look like the sky. But get creative. You could do whatever you'd like. You could paint it. You could use crayons on it. You can even, if you'd like, you could add some sparkles. Make it really creative. So now I'm cutting out my sunflower or daisy, if that's how you colored it, so that I can add this onto my paper. And remember, when using scissors, please be careful. Have a parent help you or a family member, adult help you, brothers, sisters that are older than you that could help you cut these if you don't feel comfortable using scissors or if you're not allowed. Bear with me, it'll take a couple minutes for me to cut it out. addition to the supplies that were listed for this project, you might want some glue. You could use a glue stick. You could use tape. I think it just looks better with glue. I'm going to be using craft glue because I can't seem to find where my glue stick went. Okay. So now, let's see if I have. And I'm going to use one of my pieces of scrap paper, and I'm going to put some of my glue on here just to make it easier for me to get some access to the glue, because the glue that I'm using is a little bit thick. Okay, that should be plenty. And let me grab a brush. So I'm going to put my flour down first. Okay. So what's fun about making these little strips in my paper is that I can really make this look like grass by folding it over a little bit. Okay. Need a little bit more glue. I think I'm going to cut my sun pieces in half. They don't need to be too long. right. And my cloud. I just only use one cloud for this one, just so that I have some space to write a sweet message. Get all these edges. Okay. All right. So now I'm going to write a sweet message. So what mine is going to say is, a picture to make you smile and brighten up your day, to help you know that everything will be okay. Love, Honora, from the Girl Scouts of Suffolk County. Okay, so I would drop this off at the doorstep. Cute little sign for someone to cheer them up during this crazy time. Okay, so now let's get to the story of Zinnia. The art of sharing. Ring! The bell at Petal Elementary School rang through the halls. The flower friends jumped up from their desks. It was time to go to the art room, one of their favorite places in the school. Zinni was especially excited because she loved to draw and paint. She was already thinking about the new picture she wanted to make. It would show all of the flower friends having a party in the daisy flower garden. She burst into the art room ahead of everybody else. She was the first one there. "I'm in luck," she said, grabbing several bottles of paint. She put them in front of an easel with a blank piece of paper on it. "I can get all the colors I want to make my painting." The other flower friends came into the room. "Oh, look, there are new coloring books," Clover said. She picked up 3 of them. Gloria and Jerry each took 2 more. They put the coloring books on a table by the window and sat down. Rosie rushed over to the cupboard that held crayons and markers. She grabbed a bin and took it to a table by the door. Vi and Lupe did the same thing. Then the 2 groups of flower friends stared at each other. "Wait a second," Clover said. "We need crayons and markers to color in the coloring books." "Well, we need coloring books to use our crayons," Rosie said. Zinni looked at her friends. None of them were happy. Then she saw a goldfinch standing shyly by another easel that had a painting of a tree on it. The painting wasn't quite finished. Only half of the leaves had been painted. Zinni glanced down at the bottles of paint in front of her. "Oh, I'm sorry," she said to the goldfinch. "I was so excited about my picture that I took all the paint. That wasn't very considerate of me." "We should share. What colors do you want?" "Thank you," the goldfinch said, with a big smile. "I'd like the bottle of green paint to add more leaves to my tree, please." Clover and Rosie watched as the goldfinch began painting happily. "Zinni's right," Clover said. "Sharing is a way of caring for your friends." She turned to Rosie. "Rosie, why don't you take one of these coloring books?" Jerry and Gloria smiled as they held out their stacks of coloring books to Vi and Lupe. "Yes, pick the one you like," Jerry said. Gloria nodded. After all, she said, we can only color one picture at a time. Thanks, Clover, Rosie said. Do you want to use some of the crayons and markers? When you're done, we can trade. That's a great idea, Vi and Lupe said together. All the flower friends sat down to color. It's so much nicer when we can all paint and color together, Zinni said. And when you're done, we'll have a beautiful art gallery to show our friends and family. The end. I just want to thank everybody for joining me today in our Daisy Considerate and Caring pedal. I hope that everybody's able to get outside. It's going to be a beautiful week, lots of sunshine. That's sure to brighten everybody's mood. And we'll see you next week for more of our Daisy virtual programs. Bye!